Hello and welcome, everyone. Come on in. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Let's sit down. Let's have a chat. Come on in. It's Sunday. The sun is shining. It was a little bit cold. I was sitting on my deck this morning, did my Instagram live, and had a blanket over my knees and stuff, and I thought, all bundled up and stuff. But looking out now, the sun is coming out really nice and bright, and that sunshine is coming in. And what kind of day is it? Well, can be whatever kind of day you want it to be. I sent out my blog this morning too, so I did a morning I did a morning blog as well. Last night I spent a beautiful evening with Andrea from the farm, and it was great connecting. Andrea and Greg are two of very dear friends of mine. They are ones that I met on a ghost walk. I was doing a ghost walk, and that's what I love. Like, we connected. Somehow we connected. They wanted a reading. They came in for a reading. I gave them a reading. It was kind of a weird reading. And it was like, I don't know what this reading's all about, but okay. And lo and behold, it was a reading about the farm that they were going to buy and what I saw on the farm and a lot of things that were on the farm. It was just like, I don't think that's going to happen. And it did. It unfolded in a very unique, beautiful way. But they have been friends who came in and actually helped my husband and I when we were in between places to live, and opened their doors to us. And so being able to spend some time with just Andrea last night, no boys, no boys. We didn't have the boys. It was wonderful. I drank too much wine, a little bit too much wine last night. Could feel it this morning, but I took my electrolytes and stuff, got outside, did my meditation, and stepped into my day. But it was wonderful having that time of connection, of coming together, and there's no fear. Like, that's where I'm at with this energy. It's stepping out and just and embracing and living your life. With all that is going to be unfolding before us within the 3D reality of this world, yeah, there's crazy, there's chaos. But this is where connections with friends, connections with loved ones, many have come to me recently and they're so scared, they're so confused because the fear is real. Like, the fear, is real. We won't deny that. We're not going to deny anybody's feelings or anxiety that's going to be rising. And of course, the moon is in Virgo, and let's make it rise even more, because I feel Virgos are one can be very critical and even self-critical for their own selves a lot. So this is where it's coming, where you take the moment and say, okay, why am I doing what I'm doing, or what are my reasonings? Not to criticize what you are doing, not to criticize what you are thinking, but asking yourself, why am I thinking this? Where are the thoughts coming from? Or why is that person being critical upon me or doesn't like me? The other day I went for a walk and through the streets here. And as I'm walking, this one car was just zooming down, and there's the stop sign. He had to stop at the stop sign. So I kind of waited, not sure. He was driving a little fancy Audi. And so I crossed the street, and he goes, "Oh, you should be something about being what did he say? He was saying because he was being kind to stop." And I'm just like, there's a fucking stop sign there, asshole. Of course, I have a prolific mouth at times. And he goes, "Well, just keep on walking." And I was just like, my I just like, "Rear," and I attacked. And that's the thing, is like, okay, why did I attack? Because that person means nothing. He's just being a jerk for being jerk's sake. But it was like, as I continue to walk and I was shuffling my feet through the beautiful fallen leaves, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, what anger is there in this world right now? What what fierceness is coming out in this world right now? And many who I've, contacted, and even last week when I was doing readings um at the market, and even with other clients that are coming forward, the fear because of others. Others are coming in and saying despicable things to people. Like, you want to come and make a better world, yet you want to be rude and cast the first stone upon somebody because they're not living up to your ideals. They're not living up to what you believe to be true, or you think you believe to be true. And you have done whatever you've done out of fear, or you've done whatever it is because those are the choices that you decided to make. Yet others don't believe those choices. Others don't want to step into those choices. So why be angry with them? Why be angry with them? Watching the episodes on the Amish, and then after watching the episodes on the Amish, I was watching something with Russell Brand, with George Bush, the second one, and how things just play along. Like, they play a role. They play a role. So here we got this role of this person, and they're in that role, they're the tyrant, they're the asshole, they're blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden there's the role is that they're supposed to be the sweet, loving uncle. That, but what they've done before has been horrific and everything else, but they haven't really atoned for what they've done. They just, well, that had to do that at the moment. I had to blow up people, or there is no remorse per se, or what you can see is remorse. It's just like they continue on and they continue to create and their billions and whatever. And the one thing about the Amish, they don't vote. And there are, as they, because there's the Amish and then there's the Mennonite. It's sort of a understanding the different sects with them all. But the reason why many of them don't vote is because it doesn't matter who's in power. What they believe, what their true belief is, that's what's constant. That's what constants is. Who's in there isn't going to make a difference to how they believe and how they create their world. And when you take a step back out of that and just look at that and just feel that, and you're just thinking, it's like, huh, how true it is. How true it is. Like, I'm living my life, but I'm not going to live my life because I'm going to be so upset and angry because of that person over there. That person over there is making me angry and they're going to make my life hell. Hmm, could be true, maybe. Could not be true, maybe. But this is where we stand in our constants, in our truth and our values of who we are. That's one of the things for me is very important, and why I've always, this is who I am. Who you see is who you get. Many don't like that. Many get upset with me, or they don't like what I say, or they don't like how I present myself. Or if the readings, they don't like how I read to them, or that my reading was wrong. They're angry with it because maybe I unfolded some truth to within that reading. And I noticed with others jump on a bandwagon within everything they haven't been through. Like, they just jump on the bandwagon to inflate who they are. And I've noticed that with a few. There was a video that came around, and there was a certain person that was on that video, and I'm just like, oh my God, that's the biggest faker I've ever known. And everything that was being said in that video was things I've been saying since 2019 to people throughout my videos, throughout my lives. I've been saying this over and over and over again. But at first I was kind of like pissed because I'm just like, here's a person like this is my ego coming in. This is a person like I work my fucking ass off to do what I do, showing up every day. And this is a person that comes in and sort of skims the top and the cream off the top, and everybody applauds that person and says, "Oh, look at they are so wonderful and beautiful," and oh yes, and of course then she gets or he gets more people following them, and their business grows, which is fine. And I feel like everybody, as I say, everybody has a role that they have to play within this world, and it's how you are coming to your role. And it's honoring those feelings that you get. Yeah, I get mad, I get jealous, I get upset because I see things and I'm just like, oh, and I get like, oh, hmm. My little Scorpio gets up and I just like, well, why do they get it and I don't? Can get into those little pouty ways. And then I got to take a step back and say, it's like, okay, that's not your road. That's not your road. That's not what you are here to do. You're here to be the constant. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm here to, be here, show up, do what I do. This is what I'm here. Sometimes it's fabulous and great. Other days are just like, oh, it's very where I feel I'm pulling out a lot to try and be here because of whatever emotional things I'm going through at the time. But it is something about being true to who you are and not faltering from who you are. And that's the most important thing. And in my email that I sent out, it starts, with this Mars energy. And this Mars energy is, he's in Libra and he has opposed Chiron the last couple days. Chiron is the peaceful warrior and he faces off like with Mars being in Libra, he's the peaceful warrior and he faces off the wounded healer, reclaiming our ability to assert our experiences and know who we are and honor our anger and embody our sacred masculine energy. Yeah, honoring that. Honoring those feelings that we have. And yeah, you're going to see people coming out and being posers and being, claiming, look at me, I'm here. Do you see? And it had to do with what the government can do. And at the end of the day, as I've said to people, you got to understand you have some freedoms here in Canada, but you live in a Commonwealth country. There's a monarch. The monarch is the ruler of your country in essence, right? And a lot of people don't get that. They don't get it. It's just that those powers have never been asserted upon us. They haven't been put upon us in order for us to follow them, right? That's the thing. So it's understanding that in your life. So, where have you denied your needs for the sake of a relationship? And where have you given in to keep peace? And where have you said yes when your inner being was singing with hell no? The backlash from these moves may have hit harder than usual in the past couple days. And this theme will continue into October as the Sun and Mercury will pass over the same area. The key question, are you courageous enough to feel fully, feel fully? And many of us are learning that present time feeling is the portal to healing. Where you are and how you're feeling right now and stepping into that present moment of healing through all the emotions, through all the anger, through all the upset, through all the pushing, and some of the words that people are saying. This is where we got to come into this part. And the fury is grief. Rivers of grief. When we don't allow ourselves to feel the fire of anger, we can miss finding and deepening into the waters that heal our ancient senses of separation. Got to feel it. Got to feel that anger. Got to feel that upset. Can't push it down. Don't deny it. Right? And this is where knowing what houses hold Aries and Libra in your birth chart may help you understand where in your life this is activated. If you have planets, so it's looking at your natal chart, planets in Aries, and Libra, Capricorn, or Cancer, you may resonate strongly. So these are all cardinal energies. So cardinal energies going forward, feeling those cardinal energies. And so if you are in your Chiron return, so your Chiron return is around 50-52, or have Chiron emphasized in your chart, you may also relate. So this is where you might be going through and really feeling really strong energies at this time, and feeling very strong of how these energies are coming up. And you might be feeling the resentment, you might be feeling more of the anger, you might be feeling more of what is going on within the energies of our world. And the Libra polarity teaches about me versus us, independent versus interdependence, and that's with the Aries. And Mars is our need to initiate, separate, and go forth on our quest, to step into our power, to step into where we are. Without separation, we cannot experience union. And Venus is our primary need for connection through attunement with another and belonging. This is part of the blog that I wrote this morning. And Mars and Venus are the primal pair that represents our masculine and feminine energy. Becoming intimate with each of them within an integrated produces sovereignty. Having that masculine and feminine energy come in, Venus and Mars, is going to help us to dominate, be the dominator culture has exploited, abused, repressed, violated, um, dismissed the values of relationships for as long as our oldest record stories. Distorted warlike energies has harmed females as well as males. There is nothing natural about it. And currently, Mars in Libra and Venus in Scorpio are in each other's sign. So the past month, we have had an opportunity for integration of these two energies. And Mercury retrograde in Libra brings us this dynamic into an awareness and offers opportunities for inner reflection and resets in relational dynamics. So this is a beautiful time to bring in this dynamics, this energy of renewal and substance. And Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, is a raw, unconscious unrising of the life, asserting our right of the I am. And Mars in his own sign, Aries, initiates the strong energy. So there's an initiation. When he was in Aries, he was initiating, bringing this in for us to come together. To come together and embody that masculine energy. It's not to deny the masculine, it is to embrace the masculine as well as the feminine. And embracing that brings us to a balance. In a dominator culture, this has often manifested as forceful, and the archetypes are the athlete, the professional fighter, the military hero. His shadow is physical aggression and possible violence catalyzed by reactive energy. Mars began the 2-year cycle in his home in Aries in October of 2020. He's currently approaching the halfway point of his hero's journey, where he will die and be reborn in the sun's light on October 9th. It is significant that he opposes Chiron and this moment and highlights our ability to reclaim our sacred masculine through intuition. And the Libra is the seventh sign, opposite of Aries, halfway through the zodiac journey. I relate. This is drawing of objective consciousness. We discover another reality through attuning and emphasizing. Powerful. We discover more of ourselves through another's reflection. Libra teaches that sometimes we need to go to the edge to understand where our center lies and what balance is. Peace flourishes when there is equal respect for individual needs in relationships. When one person is taking more than giving or giving more than receiving, the imbalance will create diocesanes until addressed. Librian's Mars is in Venus's domain. Here, his action is inspired by beauty, harmony, and justice. He wants to right the wrongs in the social relations. He is the lawyer, the diplomat, the mediator, the peaceful warrior whose primary mode is protection. He is the Akudo master, the one who works with the flow of energy instead of the force. He is the shadow in Mars in Libra, being too influenced by others in the place where we must claim our desire and master our will. Mars in Libra can be over considerate of his impact on others. He can concede too much, leave out his needs, and be flooded with regret. He can get stuck in the fluidity of decisions. He can get too involved in the business of people who cares about. He can be the feminized man afraid of his power. When Mars in Libra opposes Chiron in Aries, the wound of impotence, disconnection from our sacred, know the pain of not being able to protect those we love is exposed. This is the sacred wound, the one that can never heal. We cannot go back and undo it. We can only move through it and transmute our suffering through our love. This is why when we come into the exposure of our heart, this beautiful heart energy, we grow up spiritually through how we deal with the agony of its existence. Chiron is a planetoid discovered in 1977 as a revolutionary energy of the 60s, where still reverberated, named after the unusual centurion in Greek mythology. Chiron was rejected by his mother, raised in the wild, nurtured by powerful mentors, and matured into a gifted teacher of many sacred arts. Chiron really reveals the wisdom of the exile, who was rejected by also received the blessing to find his wisdom and be in service to others in a powerful way. So many of us are being rejected. Many of us are feeling that rejection within our lives, within family, within society. Many are seeing others that are false coming forward and trying to take that claim. Yet, it is connections within your divine self and with Chiron, connected to astrology, astronomy, holistic healing, divination, archery, plant medicine, and the ability to survive in the natural world. The, the chironic wound is the suffering that wakes us up to the beauty of life. The pain is the alarm that shakes us out of our conditional slumber. The pain that we are feeling now within this world, that is happening now and that will happen throughout October and throughout the coming months and years, is awakening us so that we are able to stand in our divinity and our divine power in order to make changes. And these wounds will not heal, but have the ability to transform, and could be that of child abuse, circumcisions, PTSD from battle, addictions, C-sections, traumatic births, sexual violations. The wounded healer is willing to tend to the wound until it becomes a source of wisdom. Come into the place of pain, because in that pain is wisdom and understanding. It is not the place to come into as victimhood, This is a place where we come into that we bring in the inherent innocence of power and freedom. And thank you to all of the beings who have been willing to feel deeply and to take action to protect the holy and the innocent and the beautiful. Now is the time to remind each other of the impact of our brave acts of heart, even if we cannot perceive any success. Even though we make mistakes, we lash out, we misjudge, repair, and can be messy. Honor being a human. We're fucked up. We're messy, right? We make mistakes, but honoring it, coming to that wound of where you are being afraid, where you are fearful and scared because, oh my God, they're going to take all of this away from me. So we think. Every movement towards the protection of life, defenses of the vulnerable, and the resurrection of the sacred feminine, and the reclaiming of the sacred masculine ripples far and wide in the multidimensional now. Together, we are seeding a new reality, still invisible to the ordinary eye. Soon, we will birth a new reality. That's what we're coming into. It's this beauty of a newness, this beauty of a new reality. But it's messy and it's hurtful and there's pain. And sometimes it just looks like a pile of shit. But we're making the changes. But things have to dismantle. Things that we have had attachments have to go away. And as I say, we can't see it all right now. There's so much that is unearthing. It is like an asparagus plant. You know, it takes how many years for an asparagus to actually start to come up where you can have asparagus? It takes like 2 to 3 years. Bamboo, 5 years. The roots have to get strong. It has to, before it could sprout up. The lotus flower, underneath the mud, it starts to blossom underneath the mud before it can come up and be the beautiful lotus. All so much is taking place below the surface that we can't see, yet we can feel it, we know it. But the thing is because it's unseen, because we don't really understand everything, we get fearful and we fall for whatever it feels like the quick fix at the time that's going to save us. Because we can see that and we grasp onto it. And this is where we come into the healing. And we come into a new moon that's coming up in Libra with a Mercury retrograde, with Mars there, and Pluto going direct. This is going to be some of the biggest teaching times of our lives, of stepping into our power, stepping into our intuition, so that we are able to grab hold of that divine masculine. And sometimes that divine masculine is scary because, oh my God, it's so angry. It's so this. It's like out of control. But we're going to come and we're going to grab hold of it. There are going to be many, 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 many false idols, I'm going to say, or false people, the illusionary, that they look so beautiful. And I've said this before, they look fabulous and beautiful and polished, and they have beautiful sets behind them. They got everything put together. They seem to have their shit together. They come in, they look so shiny and beautiful. But in them is a falsity, and that's where you got to trust your intuition and trusting. And take a deep breath. It's Sunday. And yes, we're heading towards a new moon this week on the 6th. So if you are wanting a new moon reading, I am doing the new moon readings. I'm doing the new moon and full moon readings. Every 2 weeks, you're going to see that I'm doing a $25 mini reading. So if you are wanting that, definitely get a hold of me. You can buy them. I have people that have bought for the next couple months so that they know that I'm going to bring it to them. So it is stepping into that energy of transformation and change for you. And the mini readings are a guidance. And I use the tarot reading. I use the tarot cards along with the astrology to give you your mini reading. The reading can be from 10 minutes to 20 minutes. I don't time it. I just come on to give the message of whatever it is that, boom, here it is. Here's the message. And if you are interested in it, let me know. And I can send it out. You'll start getting your readings starting tomorrow. So for those who've ordered them already. So sending you guys out some beautiful love today. Step into your truth and who you are. Embrace the beauty of who you are. Embrace the people and coming into your positive moment, your positive selves, so that you can shine your light. And the haters are going to hate. Like you can't explain to those who don't like you what you believe. And your friends, you don't have to. Those who know you. So stand in your truth. And don't try and explain yourself to somebody who doesn't need an explanation of who you are. Blessed be everybody. Go out and have a fabulous, fabulous Sunday, and we will talk to you soon. May the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say, in all that you be, in all that you do. Have a blessed one. Thank you. Bye-bye.